every time we are not with you, we are wondering, how are you? How are you doing? Are you missing us as much as we are missing you? But then just like that, it's time for yet another episode of your favorite show, Let's Talk, here on your favorite channel, Ebru TV. We hope you've had a fantastic day, and thank you so much for joining us on Talk That Talk Thursday. My name is Lydia KM, and that's Lydia KM on all social media handles.
So I've decided to, like, sneak in over here, bring myself onto the table, just like, a little bit, just for today, because I missed you guys so much. That's the reason why. And of course, it's your girl, Ayuma Kaguli, simply Ayuma.
Today has just been a roller coaster day of emotions. It's been up, down, all over the place, but I'm so excited to be here with you, and I know all of us are. My name is Naomi Wamboy, WAMBOE, on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. How are you guys doing today?
Good.
It's just one of them days.
It's an interesting day.
Yeah, it's up and down. Well, anyways, fun fact. Fun facts, we'll be giving them to you all week. Cocoa butter is a gem to an extent that it was used as currency when it was first discovered in Ghana. It's referred to as the brown gold of Africa. So grab your Nivea cocoa butter today and get your glow on.
We said I would be called the brown gold of Africa from now on.
So you're the what?
The brown gold of
According
Africa.
to who?
According to me, self-proclaimed.
No, we're not giving her that title. But if you're using Nivea, then I guess in general you can be given that title.
Yeah.
Anyone who uses Nivea is definitely, cocoa butter.
Most definitely. Anyways, we bring you the hottest TV sides of Africa, so let's get right into it. It's time for Hot Talk. So this first story that we are talking about today is about Idris Sultan. He is an actor / comedian. He's also a former Big Brother's Africa winner. So he used to date Wema Sepetu, Wema Sepetu, but they had broken up. And his reason for them breaking up is just because I guess they were too much in the limelight, all over social media. He really didn't like all the extra attention that they were getting. He was basically like, he even said, when it ended, I promised myself that in my next relationship, I will make sure it's between me and my lover and not the whole world. I totally understand this. Like, me personally, I'm not one to like flaunt my relationships all over social media just because I don't want people to be in my business. But what do you guys think?
I think the higher you go, the higher the stakes, naturally. So, obviously, I'm Lydia. I don't think everyone is, like, waiting to see who I'm dating. So I feel like you have more freedom when you're, like, still building. But when you get to their level, especially in TZ, they are, like, gods there. They are, like, worshipped. Idris, maybe is worshipped here too by some of us. But when you're in there, like up there, the person who you're dating, what you're wearing. Remember, like, we had a whole story about what a TZ star wearing a fake bag. Like, that's news.
Yeah.
So if your bag is important, then imagine how much scrutiny your relationship has. So I feel like, especially when you're big, it's good to take your time before you put it out there. But some people thrive in that. I mean, Vanessa Mdee is out here, and I think they've been dating for like a couple of months. So it's really up to you. Depends on what you like.
And I think it depends on who you're dating, because sometimes, just that information that you're dating so-and-so, if it's leveling you up, it can do something for you, Like if like, let's say, for example, I was dating Chris Brown, I would not be keeping that relationship a secret, all right? I am telling everybody, their mother, their grandmother, their mama, boga on the street, hi, my name is Ayuma, I'm dating Chris Brown, you know what I mean? So like, I feel as if like this, if there's certain relationships where, like, you want to tell, then there's certain relationships, if you take it really seriously, you don't want to tell because, it can put a lot of pressure onto your relationship, number one.
Yeah.
Number two, I just don't want people to know my body count either, because it's just like, okay, so she dated this person, they're broken up. Number two, they're broken up. And three, okay, how many boyfriends has this girl had? You know, like, it gets too many questions that I don't have answers for.
I get that. Maybe depending on why I'm dating someone, I don't see myself dating anybody for clout. Especially not in Kenya, because, I mean, really. But if you do date for someone for clout, yes, use that. But if you're trying to have a serious relationship, no matter what it's like, the more people who are, like, making noise in your relationship, the harder it is. Just naturally. You put up a cute picture of you and your boyfriend, and the people have started dragging you about your makeup, about your weave. Sijui, his ex was cuter. Like, that already brings too much. Look what Tanasha went through. Like, her biggest crime was dating Diamond. That's it. And people dragged her for weeks, for months on end. So I'm sure that was affecting her personally, and perhaps maybe like just making it harder for a relationship. You know?
And also like when you post like to be out there, even when you go in like a social setting with like your friends, even they kind of like are like, oh, you guys look so cute together. You guys, when are you gonna get married? When are you gonna start a family, etc., etc. It's just so much that goes on.
And that pressure will come when you guys break up. So be serious about whether or not you want to put this out. I mean, we talked about this like so often, you know, but would you be the person who keeps your relationship private, or are you the person who, like Rihanna, if I'm getting the clout, let me get the clout? Talk to us. I'm sure our WhatsApp number is coming up soon.
Yeah, the WhatsApp number is down below. But talking about, you know, more drama in relationships, now Jackie Matubia, who is an actress and a TV personality, recently came out to, you know, talk about her struggles with facing rejection with her mother, all right? Now, she is now a divorcee, or she's in the process of getting divorced from her husband. And, you know, she was talking about how her mom was married to her biological dad when she had her. And so the first time she had an issue with her marriage, she went and told her mom, and her mom was like, I hope history doesn't repeat itself. And then where it's like, you know, she leaves her husband the same way her mother left her father. And, you know, she said like it was really difficult during the time when she started having issues with her husband, and now she had to go back to her mother, and her mother wasn't accepting her because she was like, tatizo ilikuwa kuni accept. She was like, back in the day, if you got married and you had a child, it was a problem. It's not like it is today. It was really tough for her. So like she just found it, you know, a real struggle to have her mom accept her back now that she's left her husband and has a child.
I find that really funny because if history has repeated itself, surely you mom, have been through that. I think that's really unfair. But funny enough, I found that women who maybe have made that kind of mistake, and mistake I mean like you have found yourself in this situation, which whether it was your fault or not, but then they're really hard on their children because they don't want their children to go through the same thing. So I don't even think that rejection is coming from a place of you are not good enough. It's more from like, I wish you didn't have to go through this, so I really just would prefer if you didn't. But I don't think it helps if I have gotten divorced, I have got a kid, I come to you, my mother, the only thing I want is to be told it's going to be okay.
Yeah, most definitely. Oh wait, I didn't really understand this story so much. Like, did her mom reject her when she was younger because she had gotten a new man?
Like, because she had left her marriage.
Oh.
But now they say that they're okay. They were able to work through it and everything. But in the beginning, it was kind of rocky when they had first decided to separate.
Yeah, because Jackie and her husband had kind of separated once before, then they got back together, and then this time. So I think she's referring to the first time.
I can't relate to this story because like my parents have never separated, but I would never want like my mother to like disown me after just because they have a problem with the dad. Like my dad, like I don't see how women could do that, but it happens. Sometimes they just drift apart, like different situations.
I don't know. I feel as if like, you know, just seeing my parents and like their crazy relationship and everything taught me that, you know what, it's not that, like if things don't work out, it's not the end of the world. You know, divorce, it's not something that I would want and I aspire to have, but if it did happen, there's certain things that are deal breakers for me. So if that's the reason why, like, you know, we're divorcing and it just has to happen, it's not the end of the world. And I think that like my mom would still be like, yeah, try it out, honey, you know, try to fix that marriage. But if I said no, it's not happening, I'm happy that like I think she should have my back.
And also that there's actually something which people don't tell you. When you are from a parents who have been divorced, you see life after marriage. So it doesn't faze you. Like, you know, nobody wants divorce. No, I always pray that I'm able to align with the right partner who we can have a long and happy marriage. But I know that I won't die after, you know, so that actually comes as a positive when you're from separated parents. But the support of your parents, whether or not your parents are together or whether they are not, can actually determine. There's plenty of women who we know are still in marriages because their moms won't let them go back home, or their dads tell them, like, you know, once you get married, you don't belong here. Ebru, take your clothes and go back. Or maybe if abuse was in the parents' relationship, if your husband abuses you, they're like, and this is how marriage goes. And then you find that, you know, the cycle continues over and over over again. Just support the person, and then the decision that they make is really up to them. But anyway, this is kind of an intense topic. First of all, I think Jackie Matubia is one of the most beautiful people I have ever seen in my life. But please let us know what you think. Would you, as a parent, feel a bit uncomfortable accepting your daughter back after marriage and a kid? And you, if you've ever been through that experience, why not let us know and enlighten us how that situation went with you? The hashtag is Ebru Let's Talk, and the SMS line is 40920, and the WhatsApp number is right there. Please talk to us. Now, the next story is one which we discussed before. We were here on this very table when we first announced that Mwalimu Rachel and 4 other people had been accused of assault. And then the assault actually kind of transpired into legal charges of robbery with violence. And Mwalimu Rachel and I believe 4 others were charged, and they've been in court and they've been released on bail. Now, nobody has said anything about this for the longest time, but Mwalimu Rachel has broken her silence, and she has made the very eloquent statement of saying, she put up a picture of these balls, these emoji balls. I think that's the only thing I can say. And she said that these are the only balls I squeeze, but y'all want to believe the sensational lies out there. LOL, business idea loading. So essentially she was just kind of playing with the accusation. I kind of like it, like, you know, turning a negative into a positive and everything, because I think it's funny because like, clearly she's saying that she didn't do it, you know, and she's like, you know, the only balls I squeeze are these stress balls. Like, so I wonder if she's gonna be like, you know, like put some like branded stress balls and say like, you know, like squeeze these, you know, squeeze these balls. Like, it's a cool way to make money and like make light of a situation which is like clearly negative, but like turning it into a positive. I'm not mad at that.
I don't know. We were rooting for you. We were rooting.
We were all rooting for you.
What do you mean?
But like, I just feel like when I was reading this, obviously she's in trouble for something. So something did happen, right? She was charged. So something obviously transpired from that whole situation.
But the Kenyan judicial system is crazy.
Really?
It's kind of crazy.
I don't know about the whole ball squeezing. It was mentioned multiple times, so I actually did believe what they were saying. But then, I'm not gonna lie, when I was reading this article and I saw that picture, I was like, you know, she's right. Maybe she's right. Maybe she didn't do it. Like, I don't know why I'm such on her side, but I'm like,
it's hard for me to imagine her squeezing any balls. Like, you know, when we were here, and you know, I think I don't know if we should apologize or at least say that we were so on her side. And if she's been charged, she's been charged. So we're not saying she's she's in jail or anything like that, but if she's been charged, the way we're talking on this table, right? And Ayuma Kaguli might think that, you know, it's something to make light of, but actually there was a young boy who was assaulted by more than one person, and these people have been charged, right? If it was you who got squeezed somewhere you didn't like, we would not be on the side of your perpetrators. I totally understand that, you know, until you have been proven guilty, you are 100% innocent, and that's how we're going to leave it. But I don't really think there's anything to make light of whatsoever. And I'm really more projecting my shame of being so defensive. I was so defensive. I was like, she would never do this. She's a mom, And then when the charges came, I was like, okay, maybe sometimes be quiet until you know the real story.
I want to buy those balls. That's all I know. If she ends up making it into a business venture, like, I want this, you know, the tension. What is it called?
The stress balls.
The stress balls. And I can be like thinking of my boyfriend. You know, something like that. Like, every time I get upset and like I'm annoyed and just like,
you must boyfriend.
Have you been stressed today?
I'm a little bit stressed.
But you know, let me tell you this. This situation could be like it could be just like she's just making light of the situation. But you let us know. You guys know the facts of the story now. Do you think this is something to make light of, like Ayuma Kaguli believes, or do you think, like, come on, how are you making a joke out of something? A court case that's still pending. Please let us know and give us all the information. Personally, if that was my humble self, I would be going the Mwalimu Rachel route, because as long as people are laughing, they're not crying. And they're not hashtagging, put me in jail. Right?
Sure. Definitely. But right about now, it's about that time for Ask the Girls. So it's that time for Ask the Girls, where you guys send in your questions and we do our best to give us, to give you guys our sound advice. The WhatsApp number is down below, and of course you can DM us on Ebru Let's Talk Official. Definitely, yeah, Ebru _, Let's Talk Official. Yeah. But right now we have somebody who says, my girl has a bestie who she gives her full time and attention. If I ask her, she says nothing is going on. But when I say I'm leaving, she's stressed and I am confused.
So basically, I think what's going on here is this girl has a best friend who's a guy. And so I guess she's spending all the time with him and attention. And so now this guy is asking, is there anything going on? She's saying no, but he's feeling some type of way, obviously. And he says he says he'll leave and she's stressed about it. So me personally, where can we start? So okay, girls and guys, they can't really be best friends. Well, it depends. Like if you grew up with him from when you were like 5, 6, and you have that relationship, fine, okay. If you guys met in college, I don't know. If you, hold on, just take it. Let me get my thoughts together.
I feel like, you only trust people based on how much you trust yourself.
Yeah.
In general. So some people may not be very trustworthy of their friendships. For reasons they know. But no, honestly, let me tell you, if you find somebody who's like best friends with a female, right? Ready from the gate, you're able to make a decision whether or not that's something you're comfortable with. And don't lie to yourself. If this is not something which is normal to you, it's not something you've ever experienced before, it's not something you're ever going to feel comfortable about. And unfortunately, every time you do say, why are you spending this much time, they're going to be like, hey, this was my best friend before you got here. If you're not comfortable, that's your problem. You see? I feel like it's better to make the choice from over here. Once I see that this is your relationship with people, and this is how you hang about with this one female best friend all the time, I'm going to make that decision from the get-go, because let me tell you, 99% of the time, that person is not going to change anything. It's just always going to be, look at you, the jealous partner. Why will you not let me have my friends? We've been through this. So it just brings tension for no reason. Probably it's innocent, but you feel like it's not, and then there's no proof, and you're never going to be able to get proof. Then here we are.
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna say. Like, oh my goodness, where is my mind going? Anyway, so yesterday we talked about Dan Sonko and like how when his wife passed away, he had ended up getting with the best friend now. They ended up marrying each other recently. So Kenyans were in like awe because they were like, oh no, something must have been going on before, or maybe like even before, like she passed on, people always talk. Like who knows their situation. But in that case, in that specific case, like if you, like Lydia was saying, like you know how like sound your relationship is with your partner. If you feel uncomfortable with them like having a best friend or him hanging with other girls, it makes you uncomfortable even when you're around them, then just get out, leave right there, because nothing is gonna change, and they were there before you, and all of that. But like there are some relationships that are just nice. They go out to lunch, and it's okay, and you feel sound and comfortable. That's okay.
Yeah. And I think I've said this before, my boyfriend is friends, not even just friends with a random girl or something, but friends with ex-girlfriends, not girlfriend 1, 2, 3, girlfriends, because he has this thing of, once I form a connection with you, we're friends, and I don't think it's right that I can just throw you away after the relationship is over.
Take a breath, Nate.
What? Yeah. So, and I'm just like, okay. So he's like, so are you telling me that if we were to break up, you'd never hear from me again? I'm just like, you really want the answer to that? But I understand that's the type of guy that he is, and he really holds these relationships dear, because I've spent years with you, we've formed a friendship, and he would feel bad if you actually lost that friendship. So I think it's also good to understand the type of person that you're with, because sometimes you can put your own insecurities onto something that's not even there, and you end up ruining a relationship, and it's just all in your mind.
But the truth is, when we first first met your boyfriend, I don't know how I knew, but I just knew there was no foul play.
Yeah.
You knew, even you, as much as you thought it looks physically uncomfortable because you've never done it, none of us ever had like any gut feeling like, you know, he's doing anything foul. So I think that is the difference here. Because even when you told us, I was just like, but it's Cliff. You know, I was just like, no, because of how he deals with himself and how he deals with you. And I'm sure even the way he deals with his exes when you're there, it's nothing to cause alarm. So that gut feeling that makes you feel uncomfortable, not just because it's female, but the way they're behaving is offsetting something in you, that's the red flag.
Yeah, that definitely is. And also, like you said, like she's spending time and all her attention. Like if you're in a relationship with someone, if they're giving all their attention to somebody else, what's the point in staying there? There is no point. If you feel uncomfortable and you feel unloved, don't stay in the relationship, because maybe something is going on, or maybe you just don't know, but somebody who wants to spend time with you will spend time with you, like at the end of the day.
No matter what friendship it is, if you come into somebody's life and they're not willing to make that space, as the way Naomi is saying, like, you know, actively, like, you know, differentiating, you know, even with your boyfriend, it wasn't like, you know, all the time they're on the phone at midnight, or, you know, as in you're not feeling there's a difference between you, the girlfriend, and them, the friend. Once, because that's what is happening here. You can't tell who's boyfriend and who's a friend. You see, now when the lines are blurred that way, that's the cause for concern, you know. But I feel like it's always good to have a conversation, because no matter what we are saying, what she's going through or how she sees the situation, only she can tell you. So maybe sit her down and tell her, I feel uncomfortable because of X, Z, and Y. Not just because he's a guy, because you don't get to be uncomfortable about that, but because I'm uncomfortable because you're splitting your time as my woman between me and another guy, and I never see what the difference is. Her natural reaction to that is probably going to be the answer. It's not going to be a fight. The way she reacts to that, and if it's not, that's not my intention, you know, of course I'm going to make more room for you, this is just my friend. If it's nothing along those lines, that's going to be your answer. And then after that, it's up to you whether or not you want to be with this person.
Exactly.
Right? Let us know, how would you advise this young man? I believe that, you know, we all go through things, but we have different things that we see things differently. We would love to hear what you think. Let us know on the hashtag Ebru Let's Talk. And the WhatsApp number is down below. We have got some feedback. Thank you so much for all your feedback, guys. We really do appreciate it. So the first one, welcome back, Ayuma. Missed the show yesterday, but I'm locked in Kabisa. Flory from Nairobi. Thank you.
This other one says, hi, girls. This is Rachel from Githurai. I think Jackie has gone through a lot in relationships with rejection. She should gather herself up, and live a life, because she's financially capable of living her life, and concentrate on her daughter well-being. She's a strong woman. Welcome back, Ayuma. We really missed you.
Oh my God, I'm loving all the love over here. We have someone else saying, hey ladies, you guys look great. Jackie has must be going through a lot. It's good enough that she opened up. Divorce is painful. I personally went through divorce and it wasn't easily. Luckily, I had the support of my family, and honestly, my mom was my strength. If only my mom could support her at least, if only her mom could support her at least emotionally. This is Ramla from Langata.
Right, and they have another one. Hey girls, I'm Lydia from Parklands. Hey, name twin. I'm loving the show. You guys look lovely as always. Your partner, boyfriend/girlfriend should be your best friend. There's nothing like having a best friend of the opposite sex. That's a person you should date, because your best friend is someone you can share everything with. What happens if you are fighting with your partner? You will obviously run to your best friend to comfort you, when we know where that goes in the long run. True. Does that make me sound immature? I hope no. I want to have my man to myself, not sharing him with a female best friend. That's a major red flag in caps.
Yes, it is. I totally agree with that one. And this last one says, hi, girls. I'm Ken. Is it true that you marry your tribe, you save yourself double trouble? What? Is it true if you marry your tribe, you save your double trouble? We don't know.
I don't know. All tribes are going to have trouble.
Maybe we can make that
like your tribe, other tribes, like they're all troublesome. Like, just relationships in general.
Yes, we can make that a topic. We can make that a topic and go into that. We do not encourage, you know, all this tribalism, because it really doesn't make a difference. When you're in a healthy relationship, nobody even notices the difference. Like I don't, especially if you're living maybe in a city. It's like, who do we even ask ourselves that? Like, because you're speaking English, right? You're not speaking. whatever.
Kiswahili is even a struggle enough. Forget even mother tongue now, you know.
Yeah, so I don't think so. Anyway, we might do that as a topic. Thank you so much for all your feedback, guys. We absolutely appreciate it.
Yeah. And make sure you send us more of your Ask the Girls questions to our Instagram page. That's at Ebru Let's Talk _official. Or you can send it to the WhatsApp number that pops up on the screen throughout the show.
Now, still on that cocoa butter, as we have told you, Nivea have got a new product, the Nivea Cocoa Butter Lotion. And one of the fun facts, as we said, cocoa butter, it moisturizes your skin, it makes it elastic, ageless, and way smoother. So, grab your Nivea Cocoa Lotion today and get your glow on. Thanks so much for being here, guys. Make sure you stay on the hashtag Ebru Let's Talk. And the WhatsApp number will be popping up right now so that we can get straight into it. It's time for Talk That Talk. Ladies, we're on top. Hey. We're on top. Hey. Now, we are not the champions of breakups, even though we talk about breakups so often. But we like talking about them because sometimes a breakup can be one of the hardest things you go through. And the reason why we do talk about it is so that we can enlighten you. If you are going through that experience, if perhaps you're going to go through it in the future or you have in the past, we can all talk about it together and help each other because sharing is caring. Today's topic, we're going to be talking about the differences between men and women around breakups, right? So maybe we can start with, from what I heard, we were talking about this upstairs, and apparently women can be in a relationship far longer and satisfied before they break up. Essentially, women check out before. Do we agree that?
They check out mentally.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely do that. And I feel that's how I've done almost all of my relationships.
Same.
I feel like I'm a boxer, you know, I'm still like, you know, what's it called when you've been winning? 1-0, what is it called? 0-0, 1-1. Either way, I've never been dumped, and you know, so far we're still on that winning streak. Never been dumped. But the reason why is because I keep on breaking up with them, and that's while I'm still in the relationship. Like I'm already like, okay, you've annoyed me, strike one.
Yeah.
And then after a while, I'm like, strike two, strike three. And all these strikes are going on in my head, but I'm still there, like thinking, let's just give him a chance. Let's just give him a chance. Until there's that one last thing where I'm just like, you know what? I'm over it. It's done. And that time, like maybe 3 or 4 months into that relationship, I was still thinking it's about time that we break up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with that, and I feel the same. I feel like I've mentally checked out multiple times because it's like the first time I'll give you a warning. The second time, it's like, okay, I know I don't like it, but let me see if he's working on it.
Yeah.
Then after the third, fourth, fifth, obviously you're not working on it. I'm just giving you the benefit of the doubt because something is keeping me there. Yeah. But mentally, I'm checked out because I'm sick and tired of like how you've been treating me this way. But I'm not letting go. Why? Because I think I love you, like in a way. So it's like by the time I am done and I cut it off, it's like my feelings are not so much invested in it that I'm able to move on easily.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I am the complete opposite. I am like a master of extremes, right? I am either in it or I am not. Like that's just how I deal with things because I tend to just follow my intuition. Yeah. Now, because I always state my boundaries in a relationship, I'll tell you the reasons which I will leave you for are X, Z, and Y, and it's not something which is not doable, right? Yeah. So those are my checkpoints to get out. Yeah. So until those are there, I'm still like in the fight. I'm still like, it's okay, like, you know, the boundaries have not been crossed. But mind you, they have crossed so many other boundaries which I should have left about. Yeah. But I'm just like still fighting because I always want to like feel like I've given it 150%. But the second I make the decision that I'm out, I'm telling you, 1 week is intolerable for me. Yeah. 1 week with someone who I've decided I no longer want to be with is punishment, corporal punishment. So when I'm in, I am all the way in. But when I'm out, there's no discussions. There's no, Sujui, let me strike 3. It's done. Yeah. Like that's it.
And I feel like now men are like that, you know. She's like a man because like most guys now is those ones of like they're not gonna stick around in a relationship if they're not feeling it. Yeah. No, they're like bounce. They leave immediately if they're not feeling it. So I feel like you're the man like that.
No, but like then are you saying that like okay, say like he does something that you don't like. Yeah. I don't know for example what, but say he does something you don't like. You're not gonna like give him a chance to like fix it?
See, that's what I said. There's so many other boundaries which they probably do cross, but because of these are my deal breakers.
Yeah.
If you're treading around something that's not a deal breaker, I'm willing to kind of just invest, see where this is going.
It doesn't annoy you though until like you no longer like, okay, let's say like my main deal breakers are like cheating and beating, abuse, and okay, let's just say those two for now. Like, those are the main ones. If I love you so much, you can do whatever you want. And then like he starts ignoring me, starts coming. Like, I'm just like, that stuff starts to annoy me and eat up. And then like I feel neglected. I'm gonna break up with you, even if those are not the deal breakers.
You see, those are the deal breakers, but they're the things I need for a relationship to go on, right? One of them being consistency. Communication, like the things which I say, if these aren't there, then we have no relationship. And not from a place of deal breaker, is like maybe this is a sign that you don't want to be with me. If your consistency goes out of the window, if your communication goes out of the window, those are still things I'm going to look forward to, look up to. But I'm talking about like maybe like my last relationship is like arguing all the time or something like that. Like that I won't even see as an issue because all the other things are still there and the deal breakers are still
you're not happy. You're arguing all the time.
But that's the thing. I'm not even seeing that as a problem. Do you understand? It's more about how you see it, because let's say me and you could be in like the same kind of vibe in a relationship, but you are so uncomfortable and I'm so not because of how I'm seeing it as a problem. You know? Some people, I feel like Dana might be somebody who sees this. Communication. Dana will not tolerate like poor communication, whereas you can probably tolerate poor communication. Exactly. So like whatever you perceive as a problem is what makes it uncomfortable or not. But I do believe, I think we can say that women do kind of stay longer than men. But what something with men is, men don't know how to break up with someone.
They don't.
They
really don't.
Men do not know how to do it.
It's because of their ego. It's because of their ego. Or I feel like it's because of their ego. And because like when they are in a relationship, they like, let's just be blatantly honest. Men feel like they own the woman. Like that you are their property. Like, and nobody else can take you away from them. And well, by all means, what the heck are you doing breaking up with me? Like, you know what I mean? So, like, even in one of my past relationships, when I did break up with the guy, it's like, he was like, no, we're not broken up. Like, he told me we're not broken up for multiple months. I was like, wait.
Multiple months?
But what? No, we're not in a breakup. We didn't break up. In their mind, I don't know. It's crazy.
Men are more practical. So like, you know, all these things like, you know, maybe we invest so much about emotions and stuff like that. Men are willing to be in a situation which like they know they're never going to be with you seriously. They're never going to be marry you. And they are like comfortable. Whereas us, the minute we see like this is pointless, we are kind of just over it. But no, a man can 100% be with you 20 odd years strong. And maybe he was like wholly like investing somewhere else and probably going to marry that person. So I feel like with women, we've got to like take the science a lot faster, because I feel like you could be in a relationship which is like, this is torturous. They're not leaving you. They're not telling you there's a problem, but they're leaving you in different ways. Do you see what I mean? So another difference is how people deal with breakup after they're already gone. Right? And the stereotype is that men just ignore the feelings for like a year or whatever it is and then deal with it. Whereas women, we dive into our feelings immediately. Right?
After breakup.
Yeah,
I definitely agree.
Yeah.
Like men will just go out drinking, chilling with the guys, cover up their emotions. Like they're not gonna like sit at home and cry about it. Like no, us women, we feel some type of way. Like we have to let our emotions out.
But like what I want to know is like, what is like the time period? You know, because I think like for example, someone is going through a whole, you know, metamorphosis and everything and finding themselves and all of that after a breakup. And I feel as if mine is just like, okay, we've broken up, I'm sad, and then I'm gonna get over it and move on. You know, as in like, I feel as if like in that point, I feel as if I'm a little bit like a guy, but a year later, I won't be sad about it.
But you are speaking from a place of, most of the time, you've already checked out before the relationship is out. Right? So you've been grieving like for 3 months before you've done it. So after you've done it, the only thing that you're getting used to is the fact that the routine is no longer there. That you don't talk, do you know what I mean? But if you are the extreme like me, who's like, I'm 100% in until I'm out. So then you're dealing with the emotions of being out and the routine being out. But it's like we are not going to be feeling the same thing in a year. For me, this has been like 8 months. Like, okay, it's enough. You know, I'll give myself, like, depending on how intense the relationship was, you have 6 months to feel like it's going to, no, you have 3 months to feel like you want to die. The next 3 months is to get yourself back up, and the rest is just like getting back to life.
But I do feel like men kind of, they like, I feel like they do love hard, and so when they do get like out of a relationship, I feel like it sinks in later on, like not like the here and now maybe, but I feel like it sinks in later on, because even like a year from now or something, like you can see your ex or something, and they might still have feelings for you. You know what I mean?
And they're still burning.
And they're still or they like, you know, if you're like at a party like drinking, they might try and push up on you and do all that. Like guys do that all the time. Like, I feel like so I feel like it hits them later.
It does. I feel it definitely does. I feel like like everything says that it does. Even like psychologists say that the way because we're able to express and we're more in tune with our emotions, we feel them. Like we're already feeling them. Whereas guys suppress because that's what they're used to. They suppress, but then sooner or later, obviously, you have to feel them. So then it's like an eventuality, like later on. It's like more like they distract themselves first and then they deal with it, right?
But also, you know, we're not a guy. Like you out there who are guys, get on the hashtag Ebru Let's Talk or the WhatsApp number that's on the screen, because we want to know your opinions. Like how long after breakups, like men versus women, like do men love hard? But Ayuba, how did you feel about that?
I think men are actual like babies. When they get broken up with, like, I think it's like such a shock, because like I've been those relationships where like, no, don't break up with me, I love you, and then like I feel so bad. Like, the worst thing in the world is to see a grown man cry
because of what you've done.
Because of what I've done. And then like my reason is it's not you, it's me. And you know, and even like that's a whack reason. And the real reason is in my mind is because I'm bored. That still sounds bad, you know. Like at least other ladies out there are like, he cheated on me, he did XYZ, he did the most horrible things, and I'm just like, I was just bored. So I feel so bad, and then I take you back. No, listen, so I take you back, and then I'm like, so this is why I broke up with him the first time. And then we break up again. Like honestly, in every single relationship, I've had to break up twice, because the emotions that the guy reveals, I feel so bad that like I'm like, okay, Sawa, come back. It's bus. You know, that's how it feels.
Dang, are you much?
No, I don't even know what to say about this person who's in our table with us. Like, but I get it. Like, it's not the nicest thing to break up with someone. But for me, because I mean, as I've said, if I've broken up with you, you have crossed a line that we're not going back to. So you can cry until the kingdom come. Like, you know, this is it. Like, I'm sorry that you're being left. That must suck. But then the reason you're being left still stands. So bye. You know. But leaving someone because you're bored. You know what, Ayuma? I can't.
I've actually done that too.
So
thank you. You see, I'm not the only one over here who's this evil. You have done that too.
Like, God help them, please. Anyway, we can talk about the differences on how people deal with it, because we are the get your girlfriends together and let's cry to the movies. What are some of your breakup? Okay, you don't care about anything. What are some of your breakup rituals?
Oh my gosh. I mean, it would just be, you know, get the girls together, talk about it, or go out for drinks, go out to the club. Like, just know that you're bad. Like, just to feel bad again and just to be hit on again, just to know you can pull them and then keep them on the side. But that, or just cry it out if it was a serious one. Cry it out as long as you need to, but get your ish together during the day.
What about you, Ayuma?
I definitely do cry. There are emotions in this ice cold heart. No, but like honestly, like I do feel bad for like, you know, breaking their heart, and I did love them. So like, you know, I do cry. I did. So I do cry and, you know, shed tears, like, you know, the first day and everything. Maybe like the first 2-3 days. And then you go out on dates.
The first 2 days.
Dang.
Days.
After
like let's say like like a week. Like how long are you gonna be crying though?
No, I could cry for a while.
Yeah, Lydia can.
I after a while I'm just like, no, Ayuma, we're not doing this. This is day 3 now and you're still crying.
But
over
especially
this
if
man?
you had already checked out previously, like
then
within
it
the
makes
relationship, it makes it so much easier.
Maybe I'll try that.
Try check it, girl. It works. It's so good.
But no, don't do it, because if you're not comfortable in a relationship, don't stay where you're not happy.
My breakup ritual is just essentially just crying all the time. Like just cry. I didn't miss work or anything like that, but just let out all those emotions because I know they bubble in, and I'm a very emotional person. I'm very sensitive. So if they're there and I'm not dealing with them, every time I walk into work, I'm throwing a phone or I'm throwing a shoe. Like, I don't want to then let it transpire to other people.
Yeah.
Like, for me, as long as it hurts, I'm going to be crying, but I don't sit in my pain. So even if I'm crying, I'm making sure, like, I'm working out. I'm trying to kind of deal with it, you know, not just sitting at home crying.
Yeah.
Especially this last one, I was, like, at the gym. I was working out. I was getting myself together. I was doing my affirmations, whatever it is to try and build myself.
You look your best when you're in a breakup and when you're single.
No.
Yo, like, I have
not
looked
after a breakup.
No, me
but
after
when
a
you're
breakup.
single.
After a breakup is like when I feel I'm at my absolute best. I'm looking hot and everything.
You feel good.
And I feel good. Yeah. And then now the next one comes along and then you go back to being fat and happy in a relationship.
Oh my God. I don't think I look best after a relationship. Not at all. But I feel like when I'm happy single, like now, how I feel now I feel like I look my best. Now that I feel good. But before that, absolutely no. I think one of the ways that guys do deal with this is get the next girl, like whoever is available to kind of, you know, soothe that ego, make you feel like you're that man, like she doesn't matter. That's the first one. Going to the club, drinking. Some big stars, like I guess I'll just say, when Eric Omondi and Chantel broke up. I'm saying this because I don't know if that was a breakup. There's no club that you did not find him at. Like, I mean, for that consistent, like, couple of weeks, it was like, wow. Like, wow, we are sorry. Like, I feel like because they want to distract themselves, it's like, what's the next thing? Like, let's do the next thing. Let's work. A lot of men dive into work a lot. And, like, you know, a lot of them actually seem to blossom after breakup because they're putting all the energy in themselves at that time. You and you over there crying, looking like a potato. But yeah, so I think that's one of the ways which men deal with the breakup.
Definitely. You guys can let us know, you know, what are some of the ways you deal with breakups, especially the men out there, because we're just putting words into your mouth. Maybe you cry at home as well, and you have all these deep, you know, meaningful conversations with your guys. The WhatsApp number is down below. We want to hear from you. But right about now, it's that time for game time. Ladies, we're on time. We're on time. So the game we're going to be playing is Pictionary. Now we have, you know, a card over here with different things written on it, and we have to draw it, and you guys have to guess. What? And I don't know if there's like a time thing because these things look easy to me, and if y'all don't get it,
can we swap?
Nope. Yeah.
Nope.
Mine are horrible.
Oh yeah, I lost.
I don't even know what one of mine is.
Wow, that's how bad it is. All right, ready?
Yep.
We have to go down low like that.
Yep.
Sunflower. A butterfly.
Oh, butterfly.
Wow.
Sorry, I thought you were going to continue with those things. Is that right?
Yes, it is a butterfly.
A boat.
Flag.
Oh. Hey, no writing words. Jefferson?
Jeff.
Jeff
Omondi.
His brother?
What?
Ayuba.
A house.
A house?
A radio station.
A yacht. A boat. A house yacht.
A mailbox.
Yes.
Why Jeff Omondi?
I don't know. See, like the mailbox would have people's names on it. I don't know.
Jeff Omondi?
I don't know.
Of all the names.
If you wrote your own out, it's so easy.
Ice cream cone.
Whoa, okay.
You're going next. I can't.
Oh, God. I think Dana had this one.
No, that was when she had chocolate.
No, waffles.
Piano.
Yep.
Piano, oh.
Yo, I am amazing.
You're really good.
Actually really good.
Oh, this one's going to be kind of hard. I don't even know.
Bicycle.
I don't know how they look.
A car. A tricycle.
Yeah.
Ooh,
how do
dang,
tricycles
I got that.
look?
Yeah.
Oh my. Oh gosh. Okay. Like, we couldn't get this thing a little bit higher? Okie dokie. I don't know. Guys, but let's see.
A bear.
No.
Mickey Mouse.
No.
What?
Toast.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
It looks like a bear in the
Oh
beginning.
my God, this one. Oh, hold on, let me.
I was gonna say something else. I'm glad you added something else. A ring.
A cat.
No.
A pacifier.
Yes.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
I won't get any of mine.
I don't know how to draw this.
Castle.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow. Really? Okay. A puddle.
A pond.
A blob.
Yeah, that's what it
A
looks
piece
like.
of cloth.
Mud. A cloud.
No. I don't know. Okay, then this one.
Ayuma.
Oh, the disses. Okay.
What?
Olympic. Graduating. Superman.
What are they holding?
This is the main thing. Look at what she's holding.
Oh, a torch.
It's holding a
Statue of Liberty.
Wow.
Are you?
And then this
No,
one.
but no, come on.
Yeah,
she tried.
it does look like a
She
statue.
tried.
And then this one is a brain.
A brain.
Hey,
Okay, so you couldn't give us one. I have no. hope
No,
for
she
you,
gave
Lydia.
us.
I
No
gave
brain.
you toast. I gave you castle.
No, I'm
Castle
saying
with
one
that.
is there was only one that you missed.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I have
Oh
no
no,
hope
me
for
then.
you.
I'm not gonna get any, like legit.
You don't want to be in the same position we were all in,
The-
Lydia.
Okay, yeah, 1 minute.
What? What position?
As we were drawing.
Oh.
Okay.
Whoa. Okay.
Ow!
Oh my god. I won't get anything though.
Uh-huh.
Cookies. Ticks.
Tadpoles.
Yes!
Tadpoles.
That's not what I meant, but it's one on the list, so yes.
I know. That's
Yep.
Cheater.
6. So another one.
I don't even know how I thought that.
I know. Yeah.
Magnifying glass.
Tadpoles. Sperm.
Ants.
You guys are gonna kill me when you find out. Or I don't think I'm able to say what this is.
Magnifying glass. What is that?
Dengu.
This is a plate. No.
Oh, plate.
Beans.
Dengu and chapati.
Rice.
Beans.
Girl, skip to the
Skooma.
next one.
That's the only one which I could do. Everything else I don't
What
know.
is it? What was that?
This was scrambled eggs.
Oh.
Are you
How was I gonna do
serious?
it? How was I gonna do
You could have
scrambled
done
eggs?
like an egg
Okay, try another
and then cut it
one.
up.
I don't think I can do any other.
You can do like a word, a word and a word. It doesn't have to be the full thing.
Outside the shell. Sperm.
Why is everything
A magnet.
Oh my
Um,
god.
How was I gonna do it? How was I gonna do it?
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry.
Yo.
All right, okay. I think I feel who won? Ayuma
like
won.
I
for
won.
sure.
I guessed more.
Okay, we can fire out this after the show. We have some feedback here. Hi, ladies. I'm Ari from Kasarani. You look fab. All three of you love the asymmetrical bob, Ayuma.
It's funny that you think that you're not the type to use that line, it's not you, until you're sitting there and it just comes out.
It's
That is the
true.
truth.
Yeah.
That is the truth.
We also have someone saying, hello girls, I was dealing with a dusty, she didn't even say a man, a dusty, we just know it's a man, for 4 years, checked out, told him I was stepping aside for him to work on himself. Thank you girls, not you, it's me. To work on himself, zero progress, and that's a wrap. No scrub for me, I was done.
100%. Just gonna read this last one. Breakups are horrible. Unfortunately, they happen all the time. But when they happen, we have to be strong enough to carry on. There is a saying that says, in order to get over a man, you should get under. That is enough. Thank you very much.
I agree.
We appreciate you so much for being here. Thank you so much for your feedback. We cannot wait to see you tomorrow at 6 p.m. here for our Friday show. Until then, good night. My name is Lydia KM, and that's Lydia KM on all social media handles.
It's Ayuma Kaguli, simply Ayuma. So glad to be back for today. And yeah, super excited. You guys are going to have a great show tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Thank you guys for tuning in. And don't forget to grab your Nivea Cocoa Butter Lotion today and get your glow on. My name is Naomi Wamboy, WAMBOE, on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
Have a good night, guys.